Back when I was learning how to photograph models, I only had a few resources to work with. Reading books on the subject was one way, and I bought a few at the bookstore. Those were great for the basics, but always seemed to be a bit behind the times. Fashion magazines were another source and more up to date. They weren't instructional when it came to modeling, but I would look at all the photographs inside and try to determine the lighting used, make notes of the composition and how the models posed. Television had the least to offer in my quest for knowledge, but on occasion there would be a TV show that might reveal something I hadn't figured out yet. The best way to learn was putting that knowledge to work and learning from that experience. The hard part was finding models to work with an inexperienced photographer. It didn't help that I lived in a small beach town in southwest Florida with a very limited amount of potential models. This was back in the early 1980s and way before South Beach became the center of the modeling world. Naples did have one small modeling school, but this long-haired surfer wasn't the right match for their vision of what a fashion photographer should be, so I was on my own when it came to recruiting models. Fortunately, I had a good reputation in the small town, and I could call in friends to find someone willing to work with me. My very first photo shoot with a model was with Julie Pauser. I knew her from hanging out down at the Naples Pier, and she had told me she wanted to become a model, so it was a perfect match. We decided to take pictures on the beach, and I picked a late afternoon time to get that nice, warm, low, directional sunlight. She brought a couple outfits and a bikini to wear, and I had bought a blue unitard for her to wear because it was the height of the aerobics craze, and we both wanted pictures of that for our portfolios. I probably had about 5 rolls of 36 exposure film, which would be about 1 roll per outfit, so I had to try and make every picture count. Learning how to modify the light is very important, so for the first time I was going to get to use a silver reflector on a stand to try and bounce the natural sunlight back onto Julie as a fill light. I had her facing away from the sun, which I was using as a backlight. It's way better to have an assistant hold the reflector, but I wasn't ready to put a crew together just yet. Video cameras were just becoming available to the consumer, and I had rented one to record my first photo shoot with a model. It was a video camera that I had to connect to a separate VHS recording deck by cable. The whole thing was cumbersome, but well worth the effort to record the experience. I used a video camera to capture behind the scenes of the photo shoot. I took advantage of the opportunity and tried to get some experience of directing and recording a model on video. While posing for pictures was natural for Julie, moving for video was completely foreign to her, and she didn't know how to act in front of a camera, and my direction wasn't the greatest either, so we didn't get the best video, but it was a learning experience for both of us.
Okay. Kind of slow though. It's okay. Okay, when I tell you stop, turn and face the sun. Okay, stop.
Julie went on to land a national ad campaign for Ford Motor Company, and her picture was in Cosmopolitan magazine. She also did a TV commercial for Twisty Tree ice cream, which was filmed down by the Naples Pier.
It tastes like real ice cream, but has only 15 calories per 4-ounce serving and no cholesterol. So you can look good and feel great with the terrific taste of Twisty Whip, the low-calorie treat from Twisty Tree.
I went on to learn my craft, which meant finding more models. In 1988, I got to work with another local girl by the name of Audrey. We had been friends for a while, and she had just graduated from that Naples modeling school. She was ready to step in front of the camera and let me know she was available if I wanted to work with her. Back then, models needed up-to-date photographs for their portfolio, which they would show to prospective clients in hopes of getting work. To get those prints, they had to either pay pro photographers or find someone like me that was still learning and work out a trade. She would model for me, and I'd give her a few prints for her portfolio and trade, commonly known as time for prints. We set a date and I scouted this little shopping plaza for a location. It had lots of different backgrounds we could use, and the availability of shaded areas meant we could shoot in the middle of the day when the sunlight is the harshest. I picked up Audrey in my Jeep and we drove to the location. She had arranged to have her makeup artist friend meet us there and do her makeup. We arrived a little early and I was itching to go to work, so I had Audrey pose for a few pictures with no makeup and the outfit she came in. It was a way to break the ice so we could start to get into the groove of taking pictures. We barely got going when her friend arrived, so we set up my Jeep as a base so Audrey could get her makeup applied and a little styling to her hair.
Letting you go for a while.
must say the makeup artist did a great job, and with the clothes Audrey brought, I was excited as to the possibilities we could create. Notice my Jeep had tinted windows all the way around and served as Audrey's changing booth. She picked a black outfit and a leather jacket to start with. The jacket was what she wanted pictures of the most. It was a Bauhaus or something like that, and meant a lot to her. I thought it was perfect for her styling, and as soon as the makeup artist was done, we were off to get our second set of pictures of the day. I took her back to the stairs for our location and told her where to stand. From there she went into model mode and started to strike a few different poses. Keep in mind I'm still shooting on film at this point, so I have to be a bit conservative and really pick when to hit the shutter button. I used only one roll of 36 exposures for this set before moving on to a different location. Now all they'll show is black from the side, yeah, like that. Go like this. That raising right there. Okay. Gonna take this way now. Wearing the same outfit, I had her go over to a short wall to use as a background, and this time I had her use the jacket to help her create different poses. Who were you thinking about?
Huh?
Who were you thinking about?
Nobody. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No. Come out this way just a little. Do something and I want you just to get your head out just up to where I'll get some in your hair. Yeah, just about that much, okay. Jacket on this shoulder. Yeah. Okay, look right at me. Okay, you turn this way now and there's something up against. Taking the jacket off and draping it over her shoulder gave variety, and we were getting some good shots.
Freeze!
I had her move around to the edge of the wall, putting her in direct sunlight, which was pretty harsh, and created some problematic shadows. It was a great way for me to learn the difference in lighting, and we still got a few nice pictures out of the set. From there, I had her move over to this blue cement column for a few pictures, and we had fun trying to figure out how she could pose against that.
Great job. Hey, Ben.
All right, how you doing? Good. Back up against the column.
What are you eating?
I told you went over there to eat. Audrey then went and changed into a black, off-the-shoulder dress that she could still wear the jacket with, and we used the same wall as a background. She looked amazing, and I was really digging this set. The jacket started as a garment and gradually became a prop as Audrey posed with it in different ways. I had to really restrain myself from burning up all the film I brought just on this set. We'll look at those two. Ready?
Ready? So you're gonna play with this jacket again?
Yeah. Okay, let's try it. Okay, let's have the jacket on one shoulder. You take the jacket and like put it up against the side of the, yeah, and then you have to turn a little bit sideways. Not that much. That's pretty good right there. Well, see it, and you're still hiding the strapless part. When you cover your shoulder, then you eliminated the whole thing having the strapless top. Better? Better? I like it when your hands up against the wall here. Put that like that, and this hand maybe on your hip. Yep. That's good, just like that. Hold just like that. you got 3 minutes to chow.
Kind of like cake.
I don't know where you came from. I don't know what you did to my heart. You touched my soul like a phantom, and you did it right from the start. Like nobody is watching what we're doing. Like nobody is watching us. Like nobody is judging while we're dancing. We're dancing till we get lost. We're dancing till we get lost. We're dancing till we get lost. Follow you, the only thing I want to do. Through everything we step into, we're dancing till we get lost. Far from rules, how to feel it. We know that fast isn't always the best. Sometimes your turns makes me dizzy, but with you I don't need the contest. Like nobody is judging while we're dancing. We're dancing till we get lost. We're dancing till we get lost. We're dancing till we get lost. Follow you, the only thing I want to do. Through everything we step into, we're dancing till we get lost. Follow you, the only thing I want to do. Through everything we step into, we're dancing till we get lost.
That man gets long. This thing
But it was a guy.
Killer.
Radical. Get here.
Okay.
Okay, now, climb the wall.
Okay, if she like cross her arms like this, make it. And then
Once we thought we had some good shots, the girls called break time and set up a little picnic spread. While they were busy putting cream cheese on their bagels, I walked around looking for another location and decided the elevator doors would be a cool spot to do some video. Once break time was over, we moved to the upstairs doors because the lighting was better. While my first model, Julie, had no experience when it came to video, Audrey had been trained in modeling school, so all I had to do was tell her what I was trying to do, and she knew how to make it happen. It was another chance for me to gain experience directing models for video. We eventually got a couple of nice clips of her coming out of the elevator. I didn't take any pictures at the elevator doors to conserve film for the next wardrobe change.
Cash out, had enough, stuck here in the rut, time to switch it up. Cool kids, shopping malls, good times, had it all, way too comfortable. Broken dreams, one-time machines, and trips to Neverland.
Audrey changed into this denim dress, and we went back to that short wall again. Denim can be a hit or a miss, and I wasn't feeling it for this dress.
Come more straight on. Now, come stand where I'm at. Get her in.
She hit a few poses and I took a few pictures, but I didn't want to waste film and asked her to go change into something else. She came back in another black dress that was really dressy, and back to the stairs we went.
Mary had a big fat plan. She ate it for Thanksgiving. What?
I'm filming and you're making up.
Oh, you are? Right now?
Mm-hmm. Carol, can you make her real sophisticated? Get her in a sophisticated. I mean, she's pretty dressy. Remember, you were talking about with the leather jacket. She had to be kind of like tough. Now she has to be real dainty.
Do something like this.
There you go.
Not like this. It's too cute. Just something like. Yeah.
After getting a few shots on those stairs, I wanted to get her on video walking, so she made a few passes at the camera. This is where her modeling training really began to shine, with a walk worthy of any runway. I was very impressed with her skills, and it really added to the video I was compiling.
Okay, one more time.
What if she does it and just looks directly at the or do you like her?
Go ahead. Whatever. Look through and look. You can tell if they're in focus. Watch and see what you think. Do it just like you did, Audrey. One more time, though.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, but I think I'd like it if she was looking right
Okay.
here the whole time.
Okay, this time you're focusing on the camera. You're going to stare straight at it.
Audrey, are you walking like you walk on the runway? Take smaller steps.
Go ahead.
For her last outfit, Audrey came up with a yellow one-piece swimsuit and some white puffy pants. Harem pants, puffy pants, parachute pants. Hey, what can I tell you? It was the 80s. We did pictures against that blue column again. Then she laid on a planter wall. We moved back to the stairs for a few shots, and then worked our way up the stairs to the rooftop for more pictures and video. We ended with her performing another runway walk in the yellow one-piece.
Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone? 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like it burns. So give him something worse to kill his head with, make him forget somehow. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Sorry's won't be enough this time. Yeah, he's calling all his friends to get some action and distract him right now. He's fine, got Lucy on the line, let's get this started. Where's the party tonight? I feel good, nothing weighs me down. I can't believe my luck right now. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Ooh, who needs a job to pay the rent? He's busy. Gotta feel free sometimes, right? What doesn't make you will only make you stronger if you believe what they say. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Just make it go away. Keep tickling every day. Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like that. It hurts, so giving something worse to pass the time. Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like that. It burns, so give him something worse to kill his head with, make him forget somehow. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Sorry Easy on the line, let's get this started. Where's the party tonight? I feel good, nothing weighs me down. I can't believe my luck right now. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart.
With it now being late afternoon, I wanted to finish up by getting some shots on the beach of her in just the yellow swimsuit, but she had to go to work and we were out of time. In the 2 hours of the time we did have, we got some nice pictures, and I gained a lot of experience, which is what it was all about. While the main purpose is to get pictures, the video is an added bonus. It captures behind the scenes of our photo shoot, and with the few clips where she actually modeled for the camera, I had enough on tape to edit something like this of my photo shoot with Audrey.
What lies on the horizon, horizon before us? My heartbeat calls your name. Can anybody feel the same? Covered by the twilight, it's alright. Again. Tell me, when does it end? My heartbeat calls your name. Covered by the starlight, it's alright. Come on.
So that's how aspiring models and photographers in the 1980s worked together to build their portfolios, which they could then take to prospective clients in search of work. Watching the video, I'm reminded of just how limiting the cameras were back then. I was shooting with a Nikon FE2, and I had to manually advance the film one frame at a time. The lens was manual focus, so I always had to stay on top of that. The camera did have a simple built-in light meter, but was unreliable in certain lighting conditions, so I used my Minolta Flash Meter 4 to get an evaluative light reading for the proper exposure. We also didn't have Photoshop to lean on back then, so I had to try and make sure everything was as good as it could be before taking the shot. In one instance, there was something out of place on Audrey's leather jacket, so I had Carol fix it. In another set, there was a little white spot on the black dress Audrey was wearing, which would have shown up in the finished print, so I had Carol find something black like eyeliner to blot out the spot before taking any pictures. Today it wouldn't have been an issue because it could have been easily removed in post using Photoshop. Back then, photography had to be precise at the moment the shutter button is pressed, because what came out of the camera was usually the finished result. Today's cameras pretty much do it all for you, and any mistake can be easily fixed in Photoshop. Now, I'm not saying one way was better than the other. I'm just pointing out the difference, and this video gives a little glimpse as to how we did it back in the days before going digital. The important part was Audrey was very happy with the results and wanted to do more pictures. A mild cold front had kicked up the surf, so I grabbed my board and headed down to the pier to catch a few waves. We don't get big waves in Naples, but it's definitely rideable and a lot of fun. I was catching a lot of waves that day and riding them down the beach when I turned to see Audrey standing on the sand waving to get my attention. I took the next wave all the way in and walked out of the water to see what she wanted. Turned out she wanted to know if I would do another photo shoot with her. I had just got a Novatron 1600 watt light kit and was dying to use it in my home studio. Having Audrey over for a photo shoot would be the perfect time for me to start learning how to use a basic 3-light setup using light modifiers like umbrellas, snoots, and barn doors. We headed back to the house and got cleaned up for our photo shoot. She brought a few dresses, and I had a few swimsuits from Eugenia Swimwear that I was using to photograph and submit to their Swimwear Illustrated magazine. I'd already got my pictures of 2 other models published in the magazine and was hoping Audrey would be my third. She wanted pictures in the dresses and I wanted pictures of the swimsuits, so it was another trade situation and we both had something to gain. Getting Audrey in the swimwear magazine would be a bonus, and the whole time I would be gaining real-time experience working with artificial lights in a studio setting. First up were the dresses she had brought. As usual, Audrey looked great, and I must say I was now a fan of that denim dress once we got it under some proper lighting. Next up was the swimwear. The magazine didn't use studio pictures very often and preferred pictures taken at the beach. Our goal was for her to try on all the suits I had, take a few rolls of film, and then we'd pick the best ones to use for a future shoot at the beach when the weather got better. First, I showed her a few of the magazines so we could see the kind of photography I needed to replicate. We also talked about the different types of poses the models were doing, so Audrey would have a feel for the look we were going for. Once we were on the same page, I proceeded to set up the lights. This is a drawn-out process that required Audrey to stand in position while I set up the lights and then tested them with my handheld flash meter. Keep in mind that I had no way of previewing the results like we can do today with a digital camera. I had to get all the settings right, take the pictures, and then wait 4 days until I got them back from the developer before I could see how I did. If I got the f-stop off by 1 or 2 settings, it would be a disaster, and we'd have to redo the shoot. The possibility of that happening is the main reason I didn't do weddings. Although we were working in a rather confined space, which, by the way, could barely contain Audrey's pageant walk, once I had the lights set up as I thought they should be, all Audrey had to do was stand in the same place and my settings would be good. If she moved from that position, I would have to take a new reading to counter the light fall off. Here's a look at my swimwear photo shoot with Audrey in my studio.
You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine. But I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I look at you and know it's alright. You read my mind, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I don't need another love. Yeah. We do this every day. We do this love for life. You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine. But I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy
do this every day. We do this love for life. You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine. But I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you here with me. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love.
So that's how it all went down with Audrey in my first studio session using a 3-light setup. I got my exposure settings correct, and she did another fantastic job modeling. I especially liked how she kept upbeat throughout the process, which helps make the experience fun. We both got some new pictures for our portfolios, and I picked out the suits I wanted Audrey to wear for our beach photo shoot so I could send those pictures to Swimwear Illustrated. My confidence was building, and I was ready for the next model to come to my studio. Audrey went on to do some print work and fashion shows. I moved from Naples a few years later, and I haven't seen or heard from Audrey since. I hope this video finds her well and brings back some awesome memories of what modeling was like in the late 1980s. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this story from one photographer's life.